Connell, well, the 100 appearances last week, I just want to take you back a bit for when you came to Notts County. I think if I'm right, I was just having a look that you actually ended your Port Vale contract early to come to Notts County. Just take me back, how you felt and what it was that attracted you to Notts County, a couple of years ago.
Well, obviously I was at Port Vale at the time and I had a year left on my contract there. But for reasons, obviously I don't want to go into it now, it's a long time ago, I just didn't want to stay at the club. And there was an option to obviously come to County, and it happened pretty quickly, to be honest. The interest was shown on the Saturday, I signed on the Monday, played on the Tuesday. But yeah, it's been the best decision I've made. I've enjoyed every minute since being at the club. Making 100 appearances for a club such as Notts, you know what I mean, with the history and stuff, it's a good accomplishment for myself. But yeah, like I said, I've loved every minute since I've been here. It's a great club and just the people around the place. It's a really pleasant place to be.
You talk about the history of the club. When you signed on the dotted line, was that an attraction? Just the name Notts County. Sometimes you'll sign for a club for various reasons, obviously, but with Notts County was the attraction. You know a lot about the history.
Well, yeah, of course. I think if when someone says to you, who do you play for, and you say Notts County, 99% of the people in the country know who they are. It's a huge club with huge history. Got a proud fan base. So I just remember coming here on the Saturday, looking round and stuff, and just thinking, yeah, this is a bit of me. It's I knew the fan base was huge, which is a massive thing for me personally. It's nice to play in front of fans and have that, added pressure every week in, week out. So it was a no-brainer for me, really. Once I got here, it was the perfect opportunity at the perfect time.
And what about that first season? It was a strange season, wasn't it? You had so much momentum before the break for COVID. Then, of course, you come back and ultimately lost in the playoff final. How do you look back on that first season?
We look back on it with a lot of pride as well as disappointment. I think it didn't end the way we wanted to do, but to get to any playoff final and have the momentum we had at that moment in time in the division, and we were really breathing down Barrow and Harrogate's necks in the league. So my honest belief would have been if we would have continued and we'd have got to be able to finish the season, we would have got to where we wanted to be, and I think we'd have won the league that year. We had a really strong group of players, and yeah, we did really well. But like you say, it's times move on, and we've just got to concentrate on doing the job this season now.
And that first season, just one more question about that. You were voted the fans' player of the season. I think you jointly won the players' player of the season. So you obviously fitted in really well so quickly. Why do you think that was?
I don't know. I just really wanted to just to give back to the club for obviously giving me the opportunity to come here and sign and stuff. And I had arguably probably one of the best seasons I've had since I've been playing football that season as well. But it just suited me down to the ground, playing in a division where a lot of teams are direct and physical with big lads. It's something that's bread and butter for me, that kind of stuff. So, I really enjoyed the first season here, and I've enjoyed every season, to be honest, that I've been here. So, like you say, it's a nice milestone to make 100 appearances for the club.
Just before we move on, I just want to touch on the second season, last season, in reaching the semi-finals. How do you reflect on that season? Again, you as a side went very close, but again, I guess that was missing just that final step over the line. Yeah,
I think obviously if you look back at our two playoff ventures, we have just fell short. But it's a very tough thing to do going on in the playoffs. You have 3 games, possibly 2, depending on where you finish in the league. And you have to bring your A game to all 3 of them or all 2 of them games. You can't have an off day, because like you say, if you have an off day in the league, you drop 3 points. You have an off day in the playoffs and you're out. And I think obviously the performances in the final against Harrogate and against Torquay in the semi-finals weren't up to scratch. And when you play the best teams in the league, which 9 times out of 10 they do finish in the playoffs, if you have an off day, you're going to get beat. It's as simple as that.
Do you think you can, there's plenty of players remaining from those sides. Do you think you can use that kind of memory of heartbreak to maybe push on? Because you may well end up in a similar situation this season.
Yeah, I think the lads that have been here and have had that heartbreak, will use to pull on it and stuff like that. Obviously, we've got new lads this season that have come in. A lot of younger lads, that maybe haven't faced adversity or disappointment like that in their careers so far. So, you know, it'll be up to us as the senior players to obviously let them know that this is the feeling you don't want to have come the end of the season. You know, first and foremost, we're looking to obviously finish in the playoffs, which I'm very confident that we will do. And then you look at who you're going to play and you move forward from there. But, you know, to go on and win the playoffs this season with the size of the teams that are in it, I think it'll be a great achievement for us. And, you know, we've just got to concentrate in a minute, one game at a time, and then we'll go from there.
You talk about how happy you've been at Notts County. It strikes me, obviously, you spent a lot of your career at the New Saints. And yes, you've only had one club in between and a short loan spell. But do you feel the most settled now as a player since probably those early days of your career?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's something important to me, like to obviously stay at a club. I've never been someone that would want to bounce around club to club. You know, it's always nice to set down a few roots and, you know, get to have a good understanding with the fans and the club itself and stuff. So, you know, I've really enjoyed myself here. I feel really settled. I've said it numerous times, you know, I love the city. It's a great sporting city. You know, there's plenty to do. So, but yeah, I feel really settled. Like you say, I've obviously signed a new contract in the summer. I haven't played as much as I would like to of this season. You know, I've had a couple of injuries early on in the season, and then obviously my little girl was born, and, you know, things like this. So it's been a very stop-start season for me personally, but obviously now I'm back playing, and that, you know, hopefully I can have a strong finish to the season.
And goals as well. I was doing a bit of research, and I think it was about it when Ian Birchnell came back. He said he wanted, took over. He said he wanted to see more goals from defenders, and I think you said that you wanted to contribute more.
Yeah.
Is that still a box to tick? Do you feel?
Yeah, it's something for me. You know, I think being a big lad, I'm defensively very, very strong in the air. You know, in our own box, it's something that we work on, you know, vigorously in training. You know, set plays and stuff like this. So it would be nice to get a few more goals before the end of the season, really. But my main aim is to keep them out of our net. You know, I'm not sticking them in the other. So, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. If I get on the end of one, I can see it going right in the back of the net.
Okay, moving on to the current. How good was? I mean, you were severely under the cosh on Saturday as a team, with players missing and then lost players at half time. That's one hell of a win, isn't it, on Saturday?
Well, yeah, I think after the game I was having a chat with the gaffer, and I said, you know, that type of win would do us the world of good. You know, we could have gone there, won 3-0, strolled through it. But I think the way we went about our business on Saturday and the way we had to dig in, determination, backs against the ropes type of stuff, and, you know, lads are still feeling it. Like you say, they've been unwell, and we're still trying to come through this sticky patch. So to have that grit and determination to obviously get over the line on Saturday was huge.
And I wonder how important it was just to stop that run of games without a win, because you weren't losing touch, but kind of it looked as though your games in hand weren't working out in your favour. So I wonder how important you see it from that point of view to keep in the playoff race. Yeah,
100%. Obviously, we're not stupid. You know, we know what the league looks like. We tend to try not to look at that. You know, it's just game by game. You know, we try and get as many points on the board between now and the end of the season. But like you say, we were in a bit of a sticky spell. You know, I think it was 5 without a win. But, you know, we come together, we had a few words and stuff, you know, especially after the Stockport game. You know, we had a few words, but I think that's healthy to have in a changing room. I think sometimes you need to be able to be honest and that with your teammates. And, you know, we went down there on Saturday to Dagenham with a fresh belief that we were going to go there and we were going to take all 3 points.
Yeah, just touch on that. You know, those words in the dressing room. Some players can kind of shirk away from it, can't they? And you know, the way it sounds like to me you're talking there is that people laid it bare and there was no hard feelings. I guess to succeed, that's got to happen, has it? Yeah,
the best teams have it. You know, you've got to be able to be frank and be honest with players in your team. Not everyone's a screamer and a shouter. You know, other people lead by doing. You know, performances on the pitch. Set example off the pitch as well, you know, but sometimes, you know, you need to just be honest with each other. You know, at the end of the day, it's our job. You know, we're not here. We enjoy our job, but we're not here for fun. You know, at the end of the day, it's a professional business, and when you're not doing your job properly and you're not earning the club points, you know, sometimes you've got to be open and honest with each other. And like you say, a few words were said, but I think it brought us more together and lads more determined to go on and win the next game, which we did against Dagenham.
Has it been a tough week mentally and physically? Because going back to the Stockport game, obviously the club wanted it called off. Ian Birchnell talked about players being ill on the pitch. I don't know whether you were one of them that was under the weather, but how tough has it been as a group and personally?
Yeah. Obviously, we had illness in the camp, and it was one of them things. But we did try to get the game called off. We were down to the literal bare bones. Like you say, there was discussions of obviously playing Kyle at centre back, which is unheard of. Do you know what I mean? Like, me and Lacey were severely under the weather. We were ill, but we've managed to, like you say, pull ourselves through it. It wasn't the result we wanted, and it was very disappointing, obviously, to go to the league leaders and lose 3-0. But like you say, we're coming through it now, and the squad's coming back together. Training's been good. You can see the numbers getting higher and higher with lads coming back as well from injury. So, fingers crossed, we're through this sticky patch now.
And on to Boreham Wood, a team just above you in the league table. What do you expect from them on Tuesday night?
Just another tough game. I think every game you go into in this division, it's really tough. Top can beat bottom at any time, and bottom can beat top. It's just one of them leagues. But we know what Boreham Wood are like. They're a good outfit, defensively very strong on set plays. So I think we just need to concentrate on bringing our A game. It's at home on our pitch in front of our fans. So if we can take control of the game and get on top of them. I'd like, obviously, defensively as well. We're looking maybe to keep a clean sheet. It's something that we haven't done enough of this season, in my opinion. So, but yeah, we'll be going straight into the game for the 3 points, and we'll be attacking it from the off.
How important is it at home? You've been pretty solid at home this season, certainly since the turn of the year. I think you've just had the one defeat in the league. The importance of the home fans. How high do you place that?
Yeah, it's huge. I think obviously it comes with an advantage playing at home, doesn't it, in front of your crowd and that, and you obviously don't want to let them down, and they give you a boost, your home fans and stuff. So, but yeah, I think it just suits the way we play. We've got a lovely pitch here. It's a good size. It's looked after really well. Great credit to the groundsmen that are here. It's really good throughout the year. So, like you say, it suits our style of play. We like to get the ball down. We like to move it fast. So I think at home, we've always been pretty strong since I've been here. We've always had a very, very strong home record, which is obviously down to the fans massively for coming in their thousands every week. But like you say, it just suits the way we want to play with the pitch that we've got here and everything else.
It strikes me it's quite a big week, really, in the promotion push, because after Boreham Wood you've got a local rival game against Chesterfield. I wouldn't say it's season defining, but you could do yourself a world of good, couldn't you, here with 2 home games in a row?
Well, yeah, if you look at the two games here now, we've got both good sides, but we're both at home, so we'll be looking to go and win both games. It's as simple as that. We don't go into any game looking to pick up a point here or a point there. We'd fancy ourselves against anyone in the league on our day. So first of all, let's get Boreham Wood sorted tomorrow, and then we can obviously look towards Chesterfield on the weekend. But at the moment, all we're thinking about is Boreham Wood. Tomorrow night, 3 points, and like you say, start cementing our place in that playoffs, and then try and push at the table towards the end of the season.